Alright squad, put your winter gear on because Winter Offensive is officially here. Battlefield 6 has dropped its newest seasonal update, bringing new modes, a snowy map variant, red sec changes, and a bunch of gameplay fixes. And since my gameplay today is all from Ice Lock Conquest, we're just jumping right into that first, because honestly this mode surprised me in the best way. One of the biggest parts of this Winter Offensive update is the new Ice Lock Empire State, which is basically a winter shrouded version of the classic Empire State map. This isn't just a visual reskin, it transforms the battlefield to a cold, icy environment with frozen streets and snowy visuals that impact how fights feel and flow. The heavy snowfall, visual frost effects, and atmospheric lighting make this one of the most striking seasonal map variants we've seen in Battlefield 6 so far, giving the whole game this winter war vibe that just feels awesome in motion. Whether you're just playing Conquest or Domination on it, the snowy visuals environment make every firefight feel like you're in a totally different game. Ice Lock Conquest takes the classic Conquest format and gives it a full seasonal overhaul. The map is covered in heavy snow, visibility drops, and the vibe is completely different from the usual Battlefield 6 pacing. Here's what really stands out. Snow actually changed how you push objectives. Rotations feel tighter and more intense. Long-range fights get replaced with mid-close range chaos. And visually, it's beautiful. If you love snowy atmosphere in games like I do, this mode hits hard. I'm a huge fan of the Hateful Eight movies and the old Metal Gear Solid snow missions. The Ice Lock reminds me of that isolated blizzard weather tension. One of the signature parts of this Ice Lock event is the freeze mechanic. When you spend extended time in the exposed frigid areas of the Ice Lock Empire State, the game doesn't just hit you with invisible penalties, you get visual feedback on your screen and character. You'll notice things like ice creeping over your HUD and edges, frost forming on your screen, weapons. Your soldiers' hands become shaky with the cold as the cold builds. The game also stops positive health regen when freezing builds up, forcing you to seek warmth, go into the fire containers, usually near designated fire sources scattered across the map to heal back up. This mechanic doesn't just hit your health, it makes the cold feel real, adding tension and immersion without disrupting the core combat loop too severely. It gives the battles this gritty, slow burn energy until everything pops off at once. It's honestly one of the best seasonal Conquest variants they've ever done. Now let's talk about the annoying part, the menu bug. A lot of players, including me, ran into this. You click Ice Lock and nothing happens. No loading, no response, just stuck. And here's the current workaround if you experience this issue. Scroll to the right and try launching it from the second tile. Sometimes that works, but often not. The best fix really is just close the game fully and relaunch. It's not ideal, but DICE confirmed they're working on a permanent fix, so hopefully this is just a launch week hiccup. I still want to shout out Ice Lock Domination because it's actually really fun and one of my favorite modes has always been Domination. Domination plays faster, tighter, and more chaotic if you like that kind of stuff. Constant gunfights, close quarter intensity, you can't sit still for long or camp. Teams get aggressive because losing a point snowballs quickly. If Ice Lock Conquest is not your go-to, Domination is the best, fast-paced. It's like a bar brawl. It's perfect if you want like pure action without downtime. Some Red Sec updates. Winter Offensive ties into Red Sec Season 1, and there's some important updates. Tanks spawn less often. They were dominating. Armor interaction is being reviewed. A full breakdown on armor mechanics is coming. Weapon dispersion from the California Resistance update is being monitored. Season 1 changes continue with new rewards. What's important is that DICE is clearly listening to our feedback. Red Sec launched strong, but it's had its balance quirks, especially with vehicles and armor. This update brings it closer to fair while still keeping that high power Red Sec identity intact. The update also brings a ton of quality of life improvements that actually change how the game feels moment to moment. I've noticed this myself. I feel like my shots are landing better. Footsteps are for sure clearer and better positioned. Vehicle audio cuts out less often. The mini maps update more accurately. I don't know how you would tell if that was an issue in the past, but that's what the notes here say. Controller aiming responsiveness is smoother. I'm on controller. For sure noticed this. Huge difference. I was pretty surprised when I jumped in. UI bugs were fixed except for the menu. That's obviously an issue. But these UI bugs that were fixed are especially around objectives. Long range fights have better clarity due to visibility tweaks. Some animation fixes make movement feel cleaner. These aren't flashy additions, but they make the game smoother and snappier and more readable. I can feel it when I play it. These updates are well welcomed. As for the Portal updates, they got a new seasonal content, stability improvements. This includes more winter props, better logic tools, and more scripting options. Stability for larger custom maps, fixes for modes that wouldn't load. The community's already going crazy with it. People are building winter survival modes and big snowy mountain fights, custom death matches, and even naval themed maps. Yes, naval. I made a video about this. They added a boat. Portal continues to be one of the Battlefield 6's strongest features because it lets player experiment with DICE's focuses on core modes. And bringing in some new vehicles for us to pre-test. So Portal is pretty big. Definitely something to check out. Maybe I'll make a video on how to use it and how to create. So this winter variant, it looks incredible. You know, it has reduced visibility, heavier snow effects, frozen terrain, tweaks to elevation and cover. Feels like an actual seasonal Battlefield instead of just a reskin. This might be the best looking winter map since Battlefield 4's Operation Locker, which is amazing. That was one of my favorite maps. Overall, Winter Offensive is a solid seasonal update. Ice Lock Conquest feels fresh, atmospheric. Domination is pure chaotic fun. I really enjoy that one. Operation Blizzard looks amazing. RedSec is getting a meaningful improvements, and the game runs better overall. If you like winter-themed shooters, this update is absolutely worth jumping back into. That wraps up everything in Battlefield 6 Winter Offensive update. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Ice Lock so far. If you're feeling the snow vibes like I am, let me know in the comments, and hit that like button, subscribe for more Battlefield 6 breakdowns, and stay warm out there. Winter's just getting started.
Be advised, we've lost control of Delta.